A little more. Got it. Keep that going, and right about there. We can stop there. They stress out, they take their foot off the brake, they open the door, they get out, and their truck starts sliding. You would still get your boat and your trailer perfectly straight out in the line. That would prevent you having to do this 3-point turn method. So I'm actually no longer attached to the trailer. I'm just kind of floating on top of it. Welcome to today's video on how to launch a boat, AKA splash a boat, or how to back your truck down a ramp and get your boat in the water. We are going to be showing you guys 2 ways to do it. The first way is basically a best case scenario. You pull your truck forward, you back down the ramp, and you're ready to go. Straight shot. Straight shot. The second way is if you have some tight spaces and you got to be backing your boat down and you never really get a chance to straighten your trailer and your truck out. My name is Emily, Amanda's behind the camera, and welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. We are going to be starting with step number 1, which is to load your boat. So you guys can see we're at a boat ramp, and I pulled to the side and I parked my truck with the boat still on it, and we're going to load it. So if you have rods, coolers, lunch boxes, anything, boat keys, whatever you got. You do not want to be in the ramp with your boat half on the trailer, half not. Oh my gosh, we got to get the rods and someone's
taking up dock space, whatever it is.
None of that.
So you can see yes, we're pulled to the side, parked.
And this would be the step to load your boat. Now,
this is where we do this.
Today we're not fishing, we are teaching you guys how to do this, so we don't really have anything to load. So let's just say we loaded some fishing rods like we normally would. Step number 2 is going to be to plug your boat and also remove your straps, your tie-down straps. So we keep a little box in the bed of our truck, and it has everything we need basically when we're at the boat ramp.
Right, so we got some ratchet straps. What else? We got some bungee cords in there, some more straps. The boat keys, the tie-down straps, the trolling motor keys stay in here, and the keys
most importantly,
to our trailer. There we go.
We got the plug.
Yes, and the plug. And guys, you might see we actually have a Traeger in our truck because we have some plans to make some smoked fish dip.
Oh, yes. All right. First things first, guys, always plug your boat. You don't want to be that guy.
Never, ever want to forget. This is a very vital step to the process. So while Emily's plugging the boat, the next thing she is going to do is remove our tie-down straps. So we got one there, and we have one on the other side right here. So these are gonna need to get removed as well, along with our My Wedge motor support, which is right in here. Now we use this to basically stop the engine from bouncing around when we're on the road. It's nice and secure. It really doesn't bounce at all. So we use that. We want to make sure you move that now too.
You ready, Amanda?
I'm ready. I'm going to sneak in here. She's just going to lift it up. All right. A little higher, please. A little more. Got it. Thank you. She's going to drop that back down.
We can't forget to remove our straps, because once this boat's at the ramp, guys, this part of the boat's going to be under the water.
Yes, exactly. So these are getting removed now as well. So what did we do? The plug, the tie-down straps, we removed our My Wedge, or some people use like a piece of wood or something to stabilize their engine while on the road.
Before we get in the truck, I do want to talk about this strap here now and the safety chain. Some people will take this off before they put their boat down the ramp. And guys, you know those videos where the boats float off and the driver's in their truck and they're like, how do they get to their boat? Do not do that. Just leave this for now. We will cross that when we get there. Now it's time to drive towards the ramp, guys. So we are heading towards the ramp, and I'll take a minute and show you what it looks like. So if you look straight in front of us, you see those, it's kind of hard to see, those little yellow, I don't know, barriers. Stairs.
They're actually stairs,
Steps.
Little yellow steps. That is one ramp. And then the second ramp is over to the right, where you can see some more yellow steps right there. So what Emily's gonna do is she's gonna approach this ramp. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna come as close to it.
Basically, guys, I'm going to get as close to it as possible before I make my hard right turn. So the ramp's on my left. I'm gonna drive as close to it, make my hard right turn, and then
drive away from it until my boat and my trailer is perfectly straight. So then all I gotta do is drive straight backwards.
Exactly. So the key to doing this on the first shot at a ramp like this is a completely straight angle.
Pretty much in the grass.
She's
going off the road already.
Exactly. A little in the grass. So there's the ramp.
There's the ramp.
So she's gonna wait till she's pretty much as
all
close as she can.
Now I gotta make my
and
turn.
as late as possible, make that turn. So we're making that turn, and we're gonna pull as far forward as we need to for our boat and our trailer to be perfectly straight and lined up.
That initial step of driving straight, it's going to feel longer. Like in that moment, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, back it up now. Be patient, especially at a ramp like this, guys. I have a lot of space. If I wanted to drive to the end of the road, I could. Don't worry, that's why later we're gonna show you guys how to do it if you don't have this much space. So now for the hard part. I'm gonna put this car in park in the meantime. We're straight, lined up, ramps behind me, gotta reverse. But guys, it's not gonna be perfect. Even if I sat here and I held the wheel as straight as possible, the trailer would naturally start to go one way or another. So a good trick is put your hands upside down. If the trailer needs to go to the left, you move your hands to the left. So I'm gonna like glue my hands to the wheel.
Upside down.
Upside down.
So it's practice.
The trailer needs to go to the left.
So the trailer is accidentally heading to the right, so it needs to go left. Hands to the left. Trailer needs to go right. Hands to the right. And you're only gonna move the wheel like quarter to half turns at a time.
I probably rarely ever get past this. In a situation like this one, where it's pretty straightforward.
So
we
quarter
straight.
turns,
Yes.
not half. I don't know why we said half. All right, are we ready to start backing it up?
We're ready. A nice thing to remember too is if I can see my left tire from my rearview mirror on my left, and same with my right on my right, then I know that my trailer and boat and truck is pretty much straight. So I got my hands upside down. I'm gonna start slowly going in reverse. Boat's already going the left a little bit. So all I'm gonna do is a small turn with the wheel to the right, straighten it back out. Did that work? Yeah, that worked. All right, now it's gonna go to the right. So now I gotta move it to the left and straighten it back out. Left a little, straighten it back out. Right a little, straighten it back out.
So we're just doing little bites at a time. Nothing crazy, and we're not turning the wheel like all the way to the right and like leaving it there.
The boat is pretty much on the ramp, the back tire's on the ramp. Now the next question is, how far down the ramp do I back up? And this is definitely something that you need to be attentive to and aware of your personal boat or your situation. Best case scenario is you have a second person with you. They can stand on the ramp, be on the phone, roll your windows down, and there should be a sign on the ramp that says ramp ends here. Worst case scenario, take your time. If you have to put the truck in park, get out and check, get out and check. So we know that for our boat, basically, if we have about 1 inch of the tire, the top of the tire sticking out of the water, that's pretty much where we need to be in order for the boat to float off nicely.
Yeah, so we have memorized.
If there's too much tire sticking out, the boat won't come off nicely.
And
if it's
too much, if it's too deep, the angle's just really tough for our boat.
Yeah, bad angle.
Okay, so I'm gonna get out of the car quickly, guys, and show you what's going on. So you can see we're pretty much centered in the ramp, going straight back. So Emily's gonna go ahead and go backwards. And she's gonna show exactly where we have it memorized for our boat, our trailer, our tire. So we're gonna go a little more, keep going, keep that going, and right about there. We can stop there. So that's what works for us. So what we do is I'll, or one of us will get out of the truck, stand on the ramp, and communicate with the driver how far back to go. You're good. She's good there. So she's good there, and I'm gonna communicate with her, tell her when to stop, when to go.
This might sound silly, but guys, don't forget to put your trucks in park and to try and stay calm, because in this moment, you've seen boats go sliding down the ramp, guys. People, they stress out, they take their foot off the brake, they open the door, they get out, and their truck starts sliding. Put your truck in park. If you feel comfortable, put your e-brake on, breathe, take your foot off the brake slowly. We're not sliding. All right, let's get out of the truck. It's a lot of information, so what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna put a checklist step 1, step 2, step 3 in the description box, so you guys go copy and paste that and put it in your phones. And then when you're at the ramp, check your steps. So now we're gonna show you the tricky way before we show you how to get your boat off the trailer and the rest of the steps. Okay, so same ramp obviously, but we are going to pretend that we don't have this whole straightaway to drive up. We have to basically approach the ramp and back it up pretty much at a 90-degree angle. So Emily, go ahead and start driving. So we are going to pretend that same ramp right here in front of us, we're gonna approach it,
but we cannot straighten out. So we are once again going to approach as close as we can to the ramp.
So I'm as close as I can.
And make your turn
Now
as late as possible. She's making her left turn, and we're gonna pretend that this is where like the road ends. It's gonna end right up here. So if you can, ideally you still wanna straighten out, but you can see that, let me try to get this for you guys. You can see that the ramp is right there. So we have to pretty much back up at a 90-degree angle.
If you guys are looking in that mirror right now, I can't even see the boat out of that mirror. So that tells you that my boat is to the left and I gotta back up to the right.
So the boat is
a little bit too far this way.
Side.
So to be frank, there's no pretty way to do this. You just gotta do it and go for it. So I'm going to put the truck in reverse. The trailer has to go to the right. I'm gonna move the wheel to the right. My bad. I almost did the wrong way for you guys. Get your hands upside down. And then we'll go from there. Because these are such sharp turns, the moving your wheel a quarter to a half turn at a time is probably not realistic for here. So you're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yes, so what Emily's doing is her trailer is far off to the left. So we gotta start getting this trailer to the right. So same thing, you can see she moved her wheel to the right because we want the trailer to the right, but then she still straightens back out.
All right, so now I'm not
pretty much as far back as you can go.
So I'm gonna pull forward
to the left, up and to the left. There we go. So if you have to do this as a 3-point turn, you do it as a 3-point turn. So now you're pulling up and forward to the left.
And again, I'm still not perfectly straight. So I'm making this hard for myself.
Which way does the trailer have to go?
The trailer has to go to the right.
Okay,
so I'm gonna have my hands upside down.
The wheel's gonna go hard right.
Hard right.
Hard right on that wheel. She's gonna go to the right, and then look, the wheel straightens out.
Because then you get past a point.
Then once again, wheel's going hard right.
The point of no return. Basically, if you guys get your wheel too far and that angle of your boat and your truck get too narrow, you get past the point of no return where it gets really stressful and you can't easily straighten yourself out without just driving away and resetting. But if you have to do that, please.
Do your best. All right, so we're making one more straighten out with this because we're pretending that we were not able to line our boat and our trailer up.
So still gotta get
it to the right. Up. So boat still needs to go to the right. Hard right on that wheel. She's turning the wheel pretty much all the way. And then straightening out. And if you can, when you do have to approach the ramp at a 90-degree angle, ideally you would still get your boat and your trailer perfectly straight out and aligned. That would prevent you having to do this 3-point turn method. But for today's video, we wanted to pretend that we could not, and we didn't have enough room to straighten our boat out with our trailer. It looks like we're about there.
Pretty much there. I'm just gonna do a quick little small pull forward, and then I'm ready to go.
Nice and smooth.
And I can back up the rest of the way. Nice and smooth.
And the reason we wanted to show you this method was because a lot of the ramps in the Keys are really tight and really narrow. So if you wanted even if you had to approach a ramp at a 90-degree reverse, whatever it is, the odds of you being able to have a perfectly straight truck and trailer are really, really slim. So that's why we did it this way today, and she's pretty much done it. So it took you had to pull forward 4 different times to get you there, but you did it.
Remember when you were in driving school and they taught you how to do 3-point turns and make a K? It's kind of the same thing. You gotta ink, and then get yourself back there. Step number 4, guys, is we're gonna get this boat off this trailer, but just so you guys know, be really, really careful when you're stepping foot onto these ramps. They can be so slippery, so dangerous. So, and when you step, make sure you have a sure foot before you put all your weight on it.
And something else I wanna say, so now me, Amanda, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the boat. I'm just actually gonna climb right in because we've got a little boat here, but if you do have a big boat, you're gonna wanna get your captain or driver in the boat probably before you back down the ramp. So if you've got like a big Intrepid or something with a cabin in it, get that driver in the boat before you back down the ramp. It will make them getting in the boat a lot easier, especially if you get the load from the ladder on the transom. But because this is an 18-foot Hughes, I just normally climb in like this, like so.
You just kind of hop up into it. All right, I'm getting in the boat. What is the next step, Emily?
Well, you need to make sure the motor starts.
Yes, all right, so next step, I'm gonna double check that the motor starts. Alrighty, I am in the boat. I'm gonna go ahead, here's my key. I'm already trimmed down just enough for the prop to really be in the water. I'll trim it down a little bit more, but I'm not gonna trim down all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and start the engine, make sure we're running, and keep it running. Emily has not removed the winch, the safety chain, or the safety chain. Either of those straps are still on, we're still connected. Okay, Amanda's gonna be at the helm and I'm going to be over here on the safety chain.
removing all of this, and she's gonna be waiting for my cue and my direction. So make sure you have a clean line of sight of each other, you can hear each other. Sometimes, guys, if we're in like a situation where it's hard to hear each other, we'll literally take our phones and put them on speaker, and I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll just talk to her, and then she can hear me a second time from the phone. The first thing we're gonna do is just take this safety chain off, just like that. If you guys look at this strap here, it is very tight. So in order to release this strap, this pin needs to be released, but there's so much tension on it, there's no way I'm gonna be able to release this pin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to literally winch the boat up more onto this to release the pin, to give myself basically enough leverage to release it. You guys can see it's released, and I'm still holding on to this lever. Can you see this lever? All right, so if I let go of this lever, it would fly out of my hands, the boat would fly off, and don't forget, guys, Amanda is standing at the helm, at the wheel, ready for this. So now I'm gonna control it, rolling off. All right, we're going down on the winch. I'm starting to get in the water. We're going back. You can see it's naturally coming back, pretty simple. I really don't have anything I need to do unless she tells me to do something. Emily's gonna go ahead and unclip that winch. I can do it as well. This is kind of one of those areas where whatever is best and safest for you and your boat. Since this is a small boat, we can both very easily do it. So I'm actually no longer attached to the trailer. I'm just kind of floating on top of it. And I know my water is deep enough to trim down. So I'm gonna trim all the way down so I have all the power out of my engine to help me get completely off this trailer. So Emily, are you ready?
Yeah, you're good to go.
All right, so she told me I'm good to go. We're totally disconnected. I'm trimmed all the way down because I know I can at this ramp. We got deep water once we're back here in the Keys. Sometimes you gotta be careful, not trim all the way down, but we wanna get as much power as we can. I'm gonna back myself off the trailer. And just like that, I'm off the trailer, and Emily is going to go ahead and put the trailer away in a parking spot. And there you have it. The boat is now in the water. Emily has already gone, parked the trailer. I waited for her, came back, picked her up, and it's time to go fishing. We hope this video was helpful and you learned a lot. In the meantime, we want you to get out there, have fun, and stay safe. Boat's in the water, and then your boat down a, oh, let me do that. Can you stop and start it again? Approaching the ramp. So what we're gonna do, this is seatbelt. Safety first, guys. Okay, should I talk to you? No. Okay, talk to the GoPro.
Yeah.
This make sure it's working.
The GoPro screen is black.
I'm aware.
Oh.
I'm aware of what the GoPro screen. Okay, how do I end? All right, we're in the water. We're not in the water. Just say thanks for watching. All right. We hope that was really. I don't like in the meantime.
Okay.